Hi, I'm Donna of DOHR, and I'm going to talk to you about some of the big questions that people ask us before they actually commit to HR support or outsourced HR. So we're going to answer the top 7 questions that we regularly get asked, and I hope that you find the content useful. The type of HR support that you need in your business is very much going to depend on where you are now and what sort of internal resources you have available, and also whether you want to keep things in-house or whether you want to outsource everything completely. For every business, it's going to be slightly different depending on your budget, depending on the complexity of the staff that you have within your business, and depending on the number of staff. Also, where you're going to grow. What's your business going to look like in 12 months' time? What foundations do you need today to make sure that you can grow your business in the future? So, if you don't know what you need, the best thing to do is to book an HR discovery call with us. Give us a ring, the number's on the website, and just ask for an HR discovery call. Either myself or one of the team will take you through a series of questions where we look to understand where your business is now, where you want to get to, and we'll help you to figure out what sort of support you need right now and how that might change in the future as well. So we find that a lot of clients come to us and there's already somebody in the organisation that does HR to a greater or lesser extent. So sometimes it's the PA to the managing director, sometimes it's the finance director, sometimes it's the managing director's wife. We often work with those people and give them the expert input and the expert knowledge that they need. So they're fine doing the day-to-day, the offer letters or the sickness monitoring or the absence holiday tracking, stuff like that. But what they're not so comfortable with is dealing with a disciplinary, a grievance, a change in policy, introducing new policies. And that's where we are able to support those people. It could be that it's the business owner that wants to do a complete restructure confidentially. We've even been called in where there is an HR director and we've been asked to remove that person from the organisation. So the way in which we can help you, regardless of whether you've got HR or you haven't, will completely depend on your circumstances. And the best way to find out is to give us a call. Tell us what you've got, tell us what's working for you, tell us what's not working for you, why we're having the conversation, and we'll put a solution in place for you. The way in which we work with clients will vary depending on what they need, and during our initial discussion we'll establish exactly what's needed. But the 3 main options that are available are ad hoc support, retained support, or fully outsourced support. So with ad hoc, it's like a pay-as-you-go contract. You sign our terms of business, you can pick up the phone whenever you need and get the support you need. And if we spend 5 minutes on the phone call and we draft a document for you which takes another 10 minutes, then at the end of the month you would get an invoice for 15 minutes of time. And that works on an hourly rate based on an actual time spent basis, like your mobile phone, pay as you go. The next option that we have, the next 2 options that we have are retained and outsourced. And this is where we do the HR for you, but to a greater or lesser extent. With the retained package, it's much more, you pay an amount per month and you can pick up the phone and get the support that you need. So it's telephone and email support. You get the luxury of having a dedicated HR advisor who really gets to know your business. We give you an HR system to use, which it really makes life easier. We can log onto it, you can log onto it, the staff can log onto it, they can book their holidays, you can log their sickness, and you can get them to sign contracts and documents and things within the HR system, so it saves a lot of the admin time. You also get a regular email from us on a weekly basis with any updates and things that are going on, quarterly newsletter, and your contract of employment and your employee handbook are kept up to date. So as the law changes and as things evolve, even within your business, then we'll keep those up to date for you. In addition to that, you get a discount on any recruitment fees, any training fees, or any on-site fees, any on-site time that you need, and that's all discounted because you'll have a retainer in place. In addition to that, as an outsourced client, we also have a annual strategic review meeting where we set the direction for the next 12 months and sometimes for 3 years, depending on the nature of your organisation. We also have quarterly review meetings with the key contact within the business. We wouldn't do it with all the managers, it would be with 1 or 2 key contacts. And in addition to that, we now also offer an employment engagement survey and also an employment benefits platform, and those are included in an outsourced service. So we really are your whole HR department, and we do all of your administration for you. So offer letters, taking up reference checks, writing out for medical records if that's what's necessary. The only thing we can't do, but we will help you with it, is your right to work checks. Someone within the organisation has to do that. We're not allowed to do that for you. But all of your other HR administration is all stuff that we take off your plate, we manage here, giving you both strategic, operational and administration support for your business, allowing you to focus on your core business. If you're not sure which of our services best suits your needs, book a discovery call, have a chat with myself or one of the team. We'll talk about where you are now, we'll talk about the resources, we'll talk about what's keeping you awake at night, and we'll help you to look at what you need and how we can best meet that for you in your particular business. So with our ad hoc package, you're charged for everything depending on what you take. So you can take as much or as little as you want. If you want an HR system, for example, which is normally included in our retained or outsourced package, then you would just be quoted for that and you can pay for that separately. The same with our employee benefits package. So everything that we offer within our retained or outsourced packages is also available to you as an ad hoc client on a pay-as-you-go basis. If you're a retained or an outsourced client, what we'll look at is whether or not you need any additional support. So for example, if there's a disciplinary and you decide you want somebody on site, then we can charge you for that at the end of the month, and you get a discount because you're a retained client or because you're an outsourced client. If you decide that you want somebody on site regularly, once a month, once a week, then we can build that into your costs at the beginning. So the costs that you see on our Get a Quote page are our standard costs, but if you need something that's different to that, either on an ongoing basis or for a short period of time, just give us a ring and we'll let you know what those costs are, and we'll put those costings together based on your specific needs. With our ad hoc support, there are no lock-in periods. You sign a contract with us at the beginning, and you can use that as much or as little as you need whenever you need it. With our retained and outsourced services, because we do a lot of work up front, we do ask for a 12-month minimum commitment. But after that, it's just 3 months' notice to be given at any time, and you'd be invoiced for 3 full months once that notice has been given, and that's the only lock-in that we have. The good news is that I won't generally be looking after you on a day-to-day basis. I tend to be a bit of a bottleneck in the business because I'm doing so much. But I've got a team of amazing HR advisors. They're all CIPD qualified, and they will take responsibility for all incoming calls. Now, if you're an ad hoc client, it's a little bit of potluck, and whoever is free, whoever's available, will deal with your call. If there's an ongoing issue, the chances are that the HR advisor that started dealing with that particular issue will see that through for you because it makes sense. If it's very specialist, then an HR advisor with a particular skill set may well step in and take over, and sometimes that will be me if it's something that's very nuanced or something that's particularly complicated. If you're a retained or an outsourced client, then you have a dedicated HR advisor. They will work with you on a day-to-day basis. They get to know your business, know your approach to management, and know what you're comfortable with. Sometimes it's a little bit of, some clients will fire people immediately, and some clients will want to follow a very long process. Your HR advisor will get to know your preferences and work with you. So where possible, we allocate a dedicated HR advisor, but we will bring specialists in as well. We generally are able to work at your pace. So if you've asked us for a proposal, we'll obviously put that proposal to you. If you turn that around the same day and say, yes, I want to go ahead, we'll get terms of business sent out to you. Once those are back signed, then we will send you out a direct debit mandate. And the timing then depends on what service you've chosen to take. So if it's ad hoc support, you may need support now. Very often we find that people buy when they're in crisis, and literally we can get the whole process sorted in one day and you can get advice that same day. Sometimes people need to take it away to a board and get trustee approval or get senior director's approval, and various people need to sign the documentation. So we can bring you on board as quickly as you can move and as quickly as your business needs you to move. So that gives you our top 7 questions that we get asked on a regular basis, and I hope you found that really useful. Obviously, if you do have any more questions, please just pick up the phone and ask. And if you want a discovery call and you want to find out how we can help your particular business, that's absolutely free, and I encourage you to do that sooner rather than later. Don't wait till you've got a crisis. Don't wait until you need an emergency service. Think about what your business needs today. Plan it, book a free HR discovery call, and get us on board, get us on your side where we can help you to grow your business.